On this 20th anniversary of World Cancer Day, we are excited to bring together such an esteemed group to kick off our collective push to eliminate cervical cancer in Canada.
We are here because we are within reach of the goal of the eradication of cervical cancer in this century.
Every one of you has been purposely invited into this room. We have asked you in particular, and it's because you already have a role to play.
This action plan we will be discussing today is an early example of how the priorities of the Canadian Strategy for Cancer Control can be met.
There's a way we can eliminate a cancer in Canada together. Who gets to say that? So here we are, and this is the start.
My name is Amanda Niebergall. I'm 32 years old, and I'm a stage 4 cervical cancer survivor. This is not the label I was looking for, nor did I think it would become such a defining aspect of who I am today. My healthcare story has been long and difficult, but I'm standing in front of you cancer-free today. I'm hoping that in sharing my difficult story, I can make someone else's better. I'm here to share my experience to stress the need for the action plan to eliminate cervical cancer in Canada. In all this gynecological disruption and drama, I'm sad to report that none of my providers mention HPV testing or the vaccination. Easy and proactive testing and scans would have changed my story. I don't want another person to have to go through what I went through. And my advice to you in your role as healthcare leaders and decision makers, I urge you to promote this action plan to help prevent my experience from happening to others. Thank you for letting me share my story with you today.
Well, I do believe that every country can update their national cancer control plan to embrace the 2030 targets or have a dedicated cervical cancer strategy. We need to involve the youth of today, not only because they need to understand about cervical cancer, but they're going to be the people that lead elimination. Building partnerships is always the way to success. And I hope your example today can inspire new partnerships in other countries.
The Elimination Modelling Consortium has found and verified the plan that by implementing HPV vaccination, twice lifetime screening and cancer treatment in all countries, we will be able to eliminate cervical cancer as a public health problem within a century. And one of the implications of our findings is that there's not just a long-term benefit from eliminating cervical cancer, but if we act now, there will be significant short-term gains.
This is the graph for Canada, and thanks to our OncoSim colleagues for putting this together. This shows that elimination can be reached by 2040, and in fact, if we were to get out of this room today and really do some things over the next year, it could be reached by 2035.
What I learned early on is that I must advocate for myself. I have to ask the questions. If I don't agree with the answers, I ask new questions. I have to be a strong voice for my health.
There's no doubt that the researchers and the governments are doing good work, and all of the agencies for prevention, screening, and treatment of cervical cancer, but the work especially in building awareness and the important role of vaccination is what we need to amplify. More people need to get vaccinated, and today's summit is an excellent start at continuing to educate and build awareness and get the message out there.
I'm happy that the action plan calls on partners to standardize timely and appropriate follow-up of abnormal screening results with equitable access and uptake of follow-up services. This will improve both the anxiety patients feel and the ultimate health results.
The number one thing we can do to eliminate cervical cancer the fastest is to move to the HPV test with 1618.
I just simply want to thank you again for your presence and your commitment, and I hope we'll be back here in a year, talk about all the accomplishments that we've achieved in getting the action plan underway. So thank you again.